I'm ready to welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. And welcome to a new reading vlog. I just got back like 2 days ago from my trip to Paris, which was absolutely amazing. I had such an amazing time there, and I'm still kind of like settling into a routine, but actually I'm about to go on a different trip. We'll unpack all that. Basically September is like my trip month, I guess. It's just 2, but yeah, I went to Paris with my boyfriend for a week, which was absolutely amazing. And now I'm going tomorrow, Friday, to spend a weekend in Seville, in Spain, with my best friend Mafalda. It was supposed to be us 3, like me, Mafalda, and Bia, our other best friend, but unfortunately now it's just the 2 of us. But we're going to make the best out of it, and we're going just to have like honestly just like a really chill weekend. Just read, stay at our hotel. We're also going to a theme park that is in the city, and I'm just really excited. And I still have to decide what books I'm taking with me to that trip, because I truly do not know yet. But before we get into all that, and before we get into the books that I'm going to be reading, what books I'm currently reading, all of that, I have to open some packages. I am going to film a book haul right after this, because unfortunately I bought a lot of books in Paris, and I have also been getting a lot of like vintage secondhand books. I love a good deal, and I just cannot resist it. But thankfully most of these books aren't going on the TVARI. Most of the books that I have bought recently secondhand are books that I already read and loved, and that I just want to own physically. And this will be one of them, so I'm going to show you that. Okay, I'm sorry, my hair is looking absolutely insane. I just washed it, so it's looking a little bit crazy. But the book that I got was The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I do own this book, not in this edition, I own another one, but that book is actually my brother's, and I really want to reread this and annotate it, which I see that this person has already done, which is fine, I guess. But I do want to annotate it and read it and do my own little annotations on this. So I finally bit the bullet and finally bought a book for myself. I foresee myself having a lot of different editions of this book throughout my life. Honestly, I just see that happening because this is my all-time favorite book. But yeah, I just couldn't find the edition that I wanted for as good of a price as I got this one. So this will have to make do. It's not that I don't like it, I do, but you know, just not my favorite one. But so this is a book that I do already own. I do want to reread this during fall this season. It was on my autumn TBR, so I am going to reread this soon, and I can't wait to read this edition and annotate it myself. And then the next book that I got, which is going on the TBR, is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. I've recently bought The Poppy War, which is the only one in the series that I have read. I've been waiting to own this physically. I've been like slowly making my way through buying this series, and this is not even read yet. So I'm really excited to finally get to this and to finally own this book. I've been just really into buying and completing series lately. So that's kind of what it's kind of what I've been doing. Oh my god, I can't speak. So that is my 2-book haul. These are things that I bought before I went to Paris that got here whilst I was on a trip, and so I had to go pick it up. And I am just so excited to read, reread, and read these books, and I think I'm just going to have an amazing time with that. now let's get into the book that I am currently reading, and I'm not going to pick my TBR right away. I think I'm going to wait a little bit before I do that, but I think that I'm going to finish this book today, so I want to show you that before I do. And that is a little bit of, I always want to say Hig, but it says here there's Huga. The little book of Huga, which doesn't feel right. But I basically got this at a book off in Paris. I didn't know that there were book offs before I went, but there are 3 and they had really good prices. So I bought this book for €3.50. And this is a book that I bought kind of an impulse purchase, but I've been meaning to read this book for a long time. I think it's such an interesting concept. I think it's so cozy and cute, but I would never pay full price for this book. And so when I saw it for like €3, I was like, yeah, this is the time to finally get this book, because if I don't at this moment, I will never get to this book. But I also didn't want it to, I didn't want to buy it and just let it sit on my shelves for years, because I tend to do that. So I just started reading it right away. I needed, because I spent a week without reading, so I wanted to get back into it with an easy read. And this is really easy to read. It has a lot of illustrations as well. It's about like the cozy lifestyle and how to be happy, and just a Huga method of being happy, I guess. And I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's exactly what I expected, exactly what I wanted it to be. It's not really life-changing in any way. Like, I know that sweaters and candles are cozy, but it's just making me feel good. And yeah, so I have about like, I don't know, like 30 pages left to read, but this is barely like a book to read. Like, it has so many illustrations. I've been reading this so fast, so I'm going to finish this one soon, and then I really don't know what else to start. But I just wanted to get this out of the way, because I knew if I didn't get to it right away, when would I get to this, you know? So we'll discuss that later. I also have to pack. And another update that I completely forgot about, I start my classes this week. I start my postgraduate degree. It's only like a 1-year kind of thing. So I start classes today at 6 p.m. It's after work schedule. So that's also something I have to do. So there's just a lot going on. I'm really not in the academic routine yet. I haven't even bought a notebook. So I'm really not in the school headset yet, or headspace, but I have to be. My classes start. I have to be in that headspace. So we'll see how that goes later today. But yeah, right now I'm going to film and edit my book haul so it can go up on Sunday, I think, whilst I'm away. And then we'll figure out what books I'm taking. Honestly, I have no idea. Hello friends, I am back from my class. I had honestly a really great time. It was really fun. It was interesting. I'm excited to start this new degree. It's not really a degree, like I told you, it's like a postgraduate. It's only 1 year, but I'm really excited to get it started. But with that being said, I have started and nearly finished packing. I need to go to sleep because I'm waking up early tomorrow, and I've decided to bring 2 books and my Kindle. I was really indecisive between the books that I got, but I bought 2 books. I'm bringing I can't speak today. I'm bringing 2 books that I bought in Paris. The first one is Milk, Blood, Heat. This is a collection of short stories, and this is less than 200 pages, which I think is really, really doable for like a weekend poolside read. I know that this is like about just people. It's like a normal suburb, cities, just normal people and their stories, told in short stories, which I really do enjoy. So I'm really excited to get to this one. And then I'm bringing The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, which I bought secondhand. And I have read this book. I really, really enjoyed it when I read it like 5 or 6 years ago. It's such a heartbreaking memoir about Jeanette Walls and her family and the negligence that she was exposed to by her parents. And I remember it was so, so beautiful. I've been meaning to reread this. I finally own a physical copy. And I'm just really in the mood to reread this and to relive this story. And I want to take advantage of that. So I'm definitely bringing this with me. And those are the 2 books that I'm bringing because we won't have a lot of time for reading. But, you know, a delusional girl always has to bring too many books. So I'm bringing these 2 books on my Kindle, which has Assassin's Quest on it. It has so many other books on it as well. But that might be the one that I also start. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Hopefully I'll be better at vlogging this little trip that I'm taking, better than I was at vlogging Paris. Like my Paris vlog, it is not feeling like it's going to come out the way that I want it to come out. I feel like I didn't film enough. So I'm definitely going to try and film more during this trip. And I just hope we have a great time. I feel like we will. And I'm just really, really excited. And also, I'm going to finish now the Book of Hig before I go to Huga, sorry, before I go to bed. And it's fine, it's good. It's fun. It's time to get cozy. So I'm really into it. I'm going to finish it now before bed. And yeah, that's the first book since I've gotten back into reading after like a week of not reading anything. So we'll see how this weekend goes. I hope that I can get to both of these books. But we'll just have to see. Anyway, I'm going to sleep now. And I'll see you tomorrow morning when we start the road trip. Because we're driving there. So we're going to have quite the road trip. And I'm just really, really excited. So I will see you.
Here's it like it's ugly.
hey, I haven't seen you in a little bit. I got back from my trip yesterday night. It is now Monday afternoon. And I wanted to update you a little bit on how the weekend went, because obviously I filmed but I didn't talk to the camera. I'm just not very good at vlogging while I'm away. I'm just not very good at vlogging in general. But these trips always test me because I'm just embarrassed and I just don't like talking to the camera when I'm on vacation. So yeah, I still haven't done my best, but I included what I feel like is the best out of this journey, and I'm about to present you with a little gift. And the gift is called a photo from me and Mafalda at this ride, which was so scary. So you're about to get blessed with probably the best photo that I took all year and the best money that I've ever spent in my life. So that is me and Mafalda, like, just dying, right? We were just absolutely, like, she's still having a good time. I was just fighting for my life, you guys. Like, it was so absolutely serious to me. I cherish this, and I will cherish this forever. Literally forever and ever. I will never get tired of looking at it. I will never get tired of seeing it. It is my favorite thing in the world at the moment. So we had an amazing trip. We had a great time, and you guessed it, absolutely no reading went down whatsoever. Did you see that coming? I didn't see that coming. I really thought we would at least squeeze a little bit of time for reading, but absolutely not. There was no reading done whatsoever. So I haven't read a book since Thursday night. I've only read 2 books in September, but honestly, I'm just having the time of my life, so I really don't care. But with that being said, the book that I will be reading during this vlog is The Glass Castle. That's the book that I said that I was going to read. I'm leaving Milk, Blood, Heat till the next week because I have a vlog that I'm going to start either next week or in the middle of this week. I'm still trying to decide when this vlog will end. But I'm definitely going to start this book, and I am really excited to start it and to just reread this and be engrossed in the story again, to annotate it, to tab it, and I'm just really excited about that. And other things that I'm doing today, what am I doing? Also, I didn't buy a single book there. Yeah, I kind of ate that up. And what else? I have to bring 2 packages. I'm delivering 2 packages of things that I sold on Vinted. I sold The Bone Witch and This Mournable Body finally. So those 2 books are officially off my TBR. I have sold them. Yes, I have sold them. That's how you speak. And also I'm going out. I'm going to the supermarket and I'm going to buy a notebook because I mentioned that in the beginning of this vlog. My classes have already started and I'm really not in the academic mood yet, and I need a new notebook. Mine is already busted, injured. It's right. I only have like 4 or 5 pages left, so I really need a new notebook, and a really cute one because I just love cute stuff. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get this packages done. I'm going to receive a package, but it's not a book from my TBR. You'll see. I've been really into buying books that I have already read and that I really want to own. And that's where this came in. I bought another book that I've already read. We'll talk about it when I get it. But I'm going to deliver packages, pick up a package, and I have to buy a notebook. And then I have therapy at the end of the afternoon. And maybe some plans at night. So we'll see how all that fits together. But welcome back to the vlog. We're back at it. We're going to start a new book and we're going to read. Also, I wanted to decorate my room, but that's not happening today. We'll see tomorrow. But I really want to decorate my room with the obscene amount of postcards that I bought from Paris. Like, this is a problem. I should not have done this. This is absolutely too much. But I love my wall of postcards, and I think I want to replicate it for the wall that I have on top of my TBR shelf. And that's what I feel like I'm going to do for the rest of the week. But today, we are going out to buy my notebook, and just looking at all the stationery will make me feel very happy. I will have to work very hard to not bring too many things home because I have a lot of stationery. So the thing that I really need is a notebook, and I don't need a lot of other things, but we'll see how that goes. Honestly, I will see you probably when I'm done buying a notebook and when I get back. Guys, it's the next day and it really is just fall outside, which is really depressing. I'm not ready for this, honestly. It's gloomy, it's raining a lot, it's windy. I hate this kind of weather so much. Today I went to have lunch with my friends Mafala and Bia because Bia is about to go back to where she's studying. She's about to go back to Prague, which is really, really sad because I love the three of us being together, but yeah, unfortunately she has to go back. So we had lunch today to celebrate the end of summer. Of course I forgot to film it, of course I did. And then I had to go to my university, my old university, not the new university, to pick up my like certificate that I finished all of my classes and the final average of mine. So I stayed there for 1 hour. We love bureaucracy. And now I've come back home and I'm actually going to one of those events where I usually work at sometimes. It's not the same event, it's like I work at different events, but I'm hired by the same people. That's more like it. So I'm going there from 6 to 10 today because I'm a little bit broke, and before I get my big old job I need to be doing these types of works. But I also want to tell you that I've dropped off my 2 packages today, not yesterday. Yesterday I couldn't do that, but today I did, and I picked up this beautiful package, which I am going to open now with you, and we will all relish in the beauty of this book. It's always so struggle city for me to open these packages. It's insane. This is why I work, right? This is what I live for. This is... oh my God. I finally bought A Diary of Blood. I loved A Diary of Blood so much when I first read it. I think it was in 2021, maybe 2022 already. I can't remember. And I've been meaning to buy it ever since. I do love the self-published version a lot, but it's really impossible to find without paying like a whole kidney for it, which I'm not going to do. So I finally found A Diary of Blood and it's in great condition. I cannot wait to also reread this book. I'm just so into, I don't know, I'm just so into like buying books that I've already read and rereading them physically and annotating them. This is just really exciting to me, so I cannot wait to reread this. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I really, really want to. And speaking of rereading, I have started my reread of The Glass Castle. I started it this morning and I read the first 50 pages. Here you can see that. And I hate to say that I'm enjoying it because it's so, wait, let me just shift you, because it is so sad and such a real, like, I don't know, such a real and horrible thing that this author went through. So I hate saying that I am enjoying it, but the writing is so beautiful, and the way that we can see her as a child and the way that she portrays her own thoughts and her own memories is so beautiful, engrossing, just really intense to read. And I'm just loving it so much. And I just, yeah, like I just cannot wait to keep reading this. I really wish that I could have like a cozy night in today. I will have after 10 when I get home. But yeah, I'm really loving this book, and I'm loving this reread, and I'm really excited to continue on with it. So those are my updates for today. I feel like that's kind of it. That's all that I have to say. I'm just going to eat a little bit. I'm going to read a little bit before I head into that event. And yeah, like the weather is just... I really wish I was one of those people that could romanticize fall. I do in my head, but then when it actually does get gloomy and I have to leave my house, it's absolutely on site. I cannot romanticize it. So yeah, I will see you later, hopefully tonight. And yeah, I just cannot wait to continue my reread. It's Wednesday today, and I am heading into my classes in a couple of hours. Before I do that, I really want to make some more progress in The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. I'm currently on page 100, so I've read 50 more pages already this morning, and I just really want to make this I really want to make some progress in this book, because of course this is a reread. I have so many other books that I want to read that I'm really looking forward to reading. So I did want to take my time with this, but at the same time I would like to get this done before the weekend came. So I'm going to read for a little bit now. It's still very gloomy outside, it's very rainy, it's giving autumn, and as I mentioned before, I'm not really an autumn girly. In my head I like to romanticize it, but as soon as I have to leave the house when it rains, oof, it's really difficult for me. Also, my event yesterday went fine. I got home like at 11 something, so I didn't read and I didn't update the vlog. But yeah, it's a brand new day, and I'm going to be reading The Glass Castle, which is still very, very sad, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that happen. But yeah, let's get to reading. Hi friends. I'm a little bit busted. My allergies have been going crazy. Yesterday I was really down bad with my allergies, so I didn't speak to you. And my class was fine, it was fun. And then I just laid in bed and I read for the longest time. I think I read like, I don't know, I think I read like 100 pages yesterday, maybe more. I don't quite remember. But I am currently on page 256, so I only have a little bit left to read of The Glass Castle, and I thought that now I would take actually the time to talk to you about this book and what this book is. I feel like I have said it, but I am going a little bit further into it, like into the discussion. So this book is a memoir, so it is a true story about this woman, Jeanette Walls, and her family. She has her parents, Rex Walls, and her mother Rosemary, and she also has a couple of siblings. She has her older sister Lori, she has her then it's her younger brother Brian, and then later on they have another sister called Maureen. And basically this is just about her childhood in the 60s, 70s in rural America in different states, so she's always moving around. And basically her father is basically an alcoholic, and they're both very negligent, but it is in such a way that the abuse is so strange, is not always very clear what kind of abuse is going on, but it's just abuse of the most basic thing. Like, they're just negligent of the most basic things, because her father is supposedly like a genius. She thinks he's very smart. Everyone thinks he's very smart. He has all these plans to build all types of contraptions, and he ultimately has a plan to build the glass castle, so a new house for all of them to live. But he lives in this delusion of just wanting to create and wanting to make all these things, and just saying that he just needs to get rich in order for the things to happen for him. And so in the process of that, he never holds a steady job. He drinks a lot, and he is always going, they're always going from, like, I'm not even going to say town. Sometimes they're like in this really, really rural areas where the town is just like a couple hundred people or even less. And they're always just running around from town to town because he never pays the bills. They're never integrated into society. Most of the time they didn't enroll in school unless they were in like a bigger city where that couldn't be, where they couldn't really hide that or run away from that. And also her mother is a very interesting person, because I was going to say character, but these are actual real people. She's a very interesting person because you can see that she had all these hopes and dreams for herself, but she was trapped in this marriage with this alcoholic and abusive man. Most of the time he was very abusive to her, but every time she was confronted with, do you want to leave your husband, she was like, no, I don't. And she has a teaching degree, but she doesn't want to teach, right? She wants to be an artist. So she's also someone who wants to create, someone who wants to live wild, someone who is an excitement addict, or so she says. And so you can see that both of these people should not have had children whatsoever. They are not good parents. They're both so negligent. We start this book with, in terms of the childhood, we'd start this book with Jeanette being 3 years old and cooking for herself. She was boiling hot dogs and she got like horrible burns and scars all over her chest, and she had to have skin grafts, and she had to spend like 6 weeks in the hospital, and they literally picked her up and just ran away with her after the 6 weeks, even though she wasn't ready to go home yet. And so there were just people that didn't believe in society. They didn't believe in enrolling your kids in school, in going to a dentist, in going to a hospital, in, I don't know. It's just insane to me how certain people live so outside of civilization, I guess. It's so bewildering to me, because I feel like here where I live, there are a lot of people in rural areas, and that's a real problem, but it's people that don't really want to be away from society. Most of the people want to have a working hospital, they want to have a school, they want to be treated the same as people in bigger towns. They're not in rural areas because they want to be away from society and live outside those rules and those benefits. And it's just so bewildering to me to see that these people are just so untrusting of the system, that they want to live so far away from society and have to put their children through this. So they never talk, for example, about getting vaccines. I don't think that they're vaccinated at all, and they're just not cared for. They go hungry. They spend years without going to school, even though that both of their parents are quite smart and they do teach them a lot of things, and they can read and they can do all this type of things, but that doesn't really substitute an experience at a school with other children where they get to socialize. And so they're always like pariahs, and when they get to new schools, it's really hard for them to fit in, and other kids bully them, and they just go through like these horrible abuses, and they go from town to town literally so often. They never stay in the same place, and it's just so insane to me. Like the marks that I have here are just things that are just absolutely insane to me. It's just crazy to me. Like, there's a part here where they go hungry like a lot, and it's like they're now, where I just read, they moved back to where her father is from, where Rex is from, which is in West Virginia, which is the most rural place that they've ever been in. They literally, her parents bought a house. They didn't really, like, with credit. And they bought a house that had no indoor plumbing. They have no heating. It is the most cold and desolate place that they've ever been. And they literally don't have running water. They don't have a toilet. They don't have any type of heating whatsoever because her parents can't afford coal. And the part that's bewildering to me is that her children are going through this. And sometimes her children, because now they're like Jeanette at this point is like 12 or something. So she's, even though she's always been very mature and very smart for her age, she's really starting to understand like that her parents really ain't shit. And so she talks to her parents and she's like, why don't we get into welfare? Why can't we receive food stamps so we can eat? Why can't we, I don't know, get money for clothes from the government? And her mother is always like, oh, we're not a charity case. Like, being in welfare changes you as a kid and you're not supposed to go through that. But at the same time, they're going hungry and they don't have enough clothes, and they're only allowed to bathe like one time a week in this amount of water that they have to share between 4 children. And it's just insane to me how her parents can just allow this to go through. Like, the negligence and abuse that is going on in this book is just absolutely insane. And it's so tough to read about, and it's so unbelievable to me. It's just crazy. Like, and even then, when her father gets a job that he doesn't stick for very long, or when her mother, like, this is the second time that her mother has gotten the job teaching because they have to. They literally are going so hungry. They have absolutely no food. And she, even then, the money kind of disappears after to her mother's like art supplies and her father's alcohol. And it's just crazy to me how selfish both of these parents are. And it's also so, I feel like what's so shocking about this is you can see through Jeanette's eyes, and she loves her parents so much. And she's always making excuses for them. But as an adult reading this, and as an adult writing this, as she was when she wrote this, it's really, really hard to forgive her parents for doing this. At least I find it so. But yeah, this is just an amazing, amazing book. The way that she writes, the way that she writes all those nuances, the way that she, I don't know, just, you can see through her childlike wonder and her innocence, and the way that she loves her parents so much, but that when she's so angry with them for not taking care of them, and it's just really, really hard to read. So I'm hoping that I'll finish it this morning. And I actually have no idea what I'm going to read next. I'm going to edit this vlog as well and see where we're at, and then I'll figure out what to do next. But yeah, I have to go and finish this book. I think this is probably the worst hour for me to be filming this, but these reflections will not last, so I'm going to start this clip anyway. So since today I have finished The Glass Castle, I finished a couple of hours ago, but I wanted to edit this vlog to see where we were at, and I decided that I am going to end the vlog here. So I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the Glass Castle and just recap a little bit of what happened in this vlog, and then I'm going to let you go. So first of all, the Glass Castle, obviously 5 stars. You've seen my reading journal update. I love this book so much. I think it's such an important read. It really does tell you so much about a certain time period and a certain type of people that you might not have known about, especially if you're not in the United States. And I feel like this is such a hidden reality. And I love that Jeanette Walls is speaking only for herself and her family, even her siblings. Like, she's really speaking from her experience, and she's not trying to speak for anyone else. But it's just such an interesting memoir, and it's written in such a way that you just really feel so many feelings for Jeanette and her siblings, and you truly understand this strange, complicated relationship she has with her parents, because they really have their lows, but they also have their a little bit higher moments where they had fun and things were funny. And I don't know, it's just such a complicated relationship that she has, and she has led such a complicated life, and what all the siblings made out of their lives is something to witness, especially given the fact that they grew up in the way that they did. And I just really love this book. I thought that the writing was simply incredible, and I really recommend this book. Obviously there are like a billion trillion trigger warnings, including like racial slurs, including sexual abuse and exploitation of minors. There's just a lot. There's just simply a lot to this book, but I think it's such a worthy read. I think it's so amazing, and I'm so glad that I did this reread and then I finally own this book, because I really wanted to be a part of my collection. So I'm really happy that it is. Also, in this video I read The Little Book of Huga by Meek Wykin, and this was just a cute nonfiction. Honestly, this wasn't anything special. This is like a 3.5, but it did help me get into the cozy season. It did help me get into fall. It is just cute to have a whole book just dedicated to how much we like coziness. I think the illustrations are really cute. And I think it's just, yeah, I think it's just cute to have a whole book dedicated to coziness. It is quite a privileged thing, because so many people don't even have the most basic things in life: water, running water, toilets, food. So this really is such a privileged position to be in, perspective to be in. But when you do accept that, because you have to accept that in order to read books like this or nonfiction books like this, it is cute and it is fun, and it has cute recipes and cute ideas how to spend time with family, friends, things to do that will make you hopefully feel better. And I thought it was just cute. I'm glad that I finally read it, and that I can add it to my collection, at least for now. I want to keep it for now. Who knows in the future how I'll feel about it. But yeah, those are the 2 books that I read in this vlog. I also went on a little trip with, oh, it's kind of dark, sorry. I also went on a little trip with my best friend. It was supposed to be like an all-girls trip with my 2 best friends, but only the 2 of us went. And that's fine, it happened, but I had such an amazing time. I didn't read absolutely anything, but I had such an amazing time anyway. And that's what happened in this vlog. I also decorated my room a little bit. I also unboxed 2 other books. How are we still doing that? I honestly don't know how I'm still unboxing books in every single vlog. But with that being said, I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you did enjoy watching this vlog. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel for bookish content. And I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.